I am a longtime patient. Basically, my whole life has been understanding just and navigating different diagnoses. My journey didn't just start with PI. I have lots of comorbidities, and the year that I got my endometriosis diagnosis, I actually had 6 surgeries in a year and a half. What started off as focusing on one illness, endometriosis, because that was the most painful at the time, to then knowing that something else was off. And I knew at some level I was probably immunocompromised, because when I was in the midst of the roughest year with endometriosis, I was also having all of these other flare-ups and skin issues, like all kinds of things occurring.
A lot of people would be amazed to know that there are so many patients in the world that feel unseen and unheard, and they don't even really know what to ask or what their experience is supposed to be like.
Finally, I made it to an immunologist who believed me, and that's how it led to my PI diagnosis. And then on to infusions, which just changed my life completely. Like, it makes me emotional.
I built a relationship with her provider's office and met those nurses that worked in the office as well, because for me it's really important that I get to know every facet of your healthcare team. I'm going to work as an extension of your provider's office to ensure that you're given the care that you deserve.
I'd never dealt with a specialty pharmacy before. It was quite a battle, frankly, and I'm so grateful to the humans that were supporting me from the AcariaHealth side in order to be able to get approval for the first infusion that I was on.
At AcariaHealth, we manage so many complex disease states aside from just allergy and immunology and neurology. When I went to Rosemarie, I was blunt and honest with her, and I said, I may not know all the answers for you, but I will find out one way or another, and I'll let you know how I can help. We sort of just built that relationship organically over time as I checked in on her to make sure that things were going smoothly.
There was just such ease in our conversation, and he wanted to know more about me, not just about the approval for the medication and making sure I was covered and all these different things. He truly wanted to be a resource, and Gil is the one who introduced me to, there was a patient conference here in Houston, and it was hosted by the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And that's how I got connected to other patients in my area and to support groups. I'd been infusing for 10 months before I went to that conference, and I didn't realize how lonely I felt until I went to that conference. And I sat there and I'm like, surrounded by all these people who experience something similar to me and have similar questions to me.
There was a time where Rosemarie's provider and care team, they were wanting to possibly transition her to a different line of therapy that we did not have access to at the time at AcariaHealth.
I was like, I don't want to leave because of Gil. I don't want to leave because of the connections that I have, because I know if something goes wrong, they will make sure I will still get my medication. And that's a common thing, right? In our world as patients. And so when you have that, you don't want to lose that.
You can go to any pharmacy and say, I need my medication, and they'll do just that, but I can't assure you that they're going to follow up with you or they're going to check in to see how your last infusion went. Building that relationship and having that transparency with your customer, client, friend, whoever it may be, trust is key, and communication is probably the most important ingredient of it all.
Having that human connection makes it so much easier that when those things happen, everyone is wrapping around you to try to get that support and get your medication delivered to you on time.